Yo guys, I'm back again with another stream of the Outer Worlds Spaces Choice Edition. बहुत ही छोटा नाम है. Hope you guys are doing well. बस sure to new your story. भाई यार WhatsApp पे यार हो गया भाई मुझे. क्या भी स्टोरी में हाँ ये दो जगह पे जाना था.
Did you hear that someone tore one of the doors?
इसका मर्डर केस अभी भी खत्म नहीं हुआ. इसकी कोई नहीं है. आरामदादा कल भी दिमाग खा गए. पता नहीं क्या परिंदे दरिंदे पता नहीं कौन से टाइप के है डॉल्फिन जैसे. एनालाइज करना क्या. ये ओवेन तो मर गए. स्टोर करते हैं वाल नियर हॉस्टल. अच्छा कुछ देंगे. यू कैन नॉट फर्स्ट ऑल ना near hostels. एटलीस्ट ये कचरा तो सेल कर दूँ. बाय करना है. कैरेक्टर में भी आया. स्किल्स में बढ़ाना है. मैं डायलॉग भी बढ़ाना. बॉक्स में क्या करना है. न्योका के भी बॉक्स में. Sorry guys. Constabulary.
Greetings, non-criminally associated individual. The Rizzo's constabulary is currently not closed due to a spread infestation. Bureaucratic processes are currently suspended. At present, criminal reports do not require paperwork. Please lament only in marked lamentation zones. Please speak clearly into this unit's recording instruments.
Okay, here we go. I need to record them.
Error. Unit designation no longer wine taster. Unit
इसमें वाइन टेस्टर
designation
लिखा है और ये यहाँ पे क्या करे डिप्यूटी
deputy.
किसी को भी डिप्यूटी बना दे
While potential lethality of unit instrumentation bears towards 95%, violent utilization of equipment would void unit warranty. All Rizzo's constabularies must include at least one deputy constable among the pool of available Rizzo's employee candidates. This unit was considered the most competent. Unit does not have a favorite wine. Unit, how may this unit be of service to you? Checking logs. Error. Informational limitations found. 2. Reciting limitation 1. Do not tell users about constabulary sprat infestation. We do not need to pay the health inspector's bribe. A third time limitation 2. Do not read informational limitations aloud. Especially not to any of those void-damned snot-nosed guests, or I'll have you sold for parts. All requests for security footage require a nominal compulsory bribe. Is that bits received? Delivering footage. If you would like a wine recommendation to pair with that footage, please submit the requisite request forms. Is there any other assistance this unit may?
चलो गाइस फुटेज तो मिल गया अब 500 में लगा फुटेज कोई नहीं हमारा काम हो रहा है जस्ट अ मोमेंट गाइस that guys फुटेज मिल गया अभी फुटेज में पता चल जाएगा कौन था वहां टैक्सी हार्ट यहाँ के सिक्योरिटी वाले के गाने बना रहे होते हैं हर बार यहाँ पे हमें मारना पड़ता है।
What floor would you like to visit? Next.
यहाँ पे ही जाना कहाँ जाना ये भी रुको
What floor would you like to visit?
ओके मतलब बुढ़े को पता ना
Please, can't you see my heart is bursting at the seams? I absolutely must go out. A quote from the Sisty Cutlet. I voiced a Sisty pig aware that it was going to be slaughtered. Ask me anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer. Oh, have you now? Please do go on. Don't leave me in suspense. Tampering? No, no, no. I just happened to be passing through the kitchen and saw a dish that looked good. If being hungry is a crime, you better indict 3/4 of Halcyon. What? That damned bellhop promised discretion. Well, if you must know, it's, an appetite suppressant. How do you think I keep my form so lithe? Terror ray glands keep me from feeling hunger pangs.
I've never heard of that. You sure you're talking about terror rays? Their bits tend to give folks the runs.
Oh, that's it. I'm firing my nutritionist this instant. Oh, well, there's... maybe I just wanted to see what was in it. Oh, law. What a pathetic defense. As it so happens, I may not have had the terror ray gland acquired for personal use. I may have placed it in Bellamy's meal. But before you indict me, please, just listen. I wasn't trying to kill her. Lie is such a strong word. But even if I had chosen to poison myself, the danger should have been minimal. Terror ray glands aren't supposed to be lethally poisonous. They're supposed to cause extreme lethargy, as if you'd inhaled several quarts of Spectrum vodka. She would have had to eat 6 or 7 of the glands to die, and even then it would be an extended, arduous process. No, really, you must listen. I wasn't trying to kill Bellamy. I only wanted her to be incapacitated during the Brown unveiling. With her out of commission, the next available celebrity, myself, would get to host the unveiling. Please think twice about telling the administrator of my misdeeds. If he learns the truth, what's left of my career will be left in shambles. A bit cart? You're going to place my future well-being on whichever way a bit cart lands? I cannot believe this. Fine. I hope it falls in my favor. You hold my fate in your hands, Inspector.
What floor would you like to...
Inspector. Excellent. I trust you have a name for our poisoner. Oh, I am disappointed. I'd always believed Mr. Woolrich a man of high character. It pains me to order the arrest and detention of someone I admired. I'd like you to continue investigating Helen's murder. You've found the poisoner, but her killer remains at large.
तो पॉइजनर मिला अभी किलर कोई बहुत सबूत नहीं है हमारे पास
What floor would you like to visit?
बहुत सबूत चाहिए ठोस कंक्रीट कंक्रीट प्रूफ नहीं है हमारे पास
Hope you've been enjoying your stay.
How many bits I've spent?
ऑफिस स्पेसशिप में अपना देखते हैं इनका कुछ किसी और जगह पे भी जाना मुझे फिनियस के पास फिनियस को सब तो दिखा
Now arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab.
Hello? Can you hear me? Does this work? Oh, damn it! Blast, that's loud.
ओके इस तरफ से जाना हाँ भाई लैब तो खतरनाक है इसकी
I'm just securing my ongoing experiments. And securing myself. Mind the mess. I haven't had a visitor since... in fact, I've never had a visitor. Bad news. Hiram Blythe is dead. Utterly tragic. The colony has lost an invaluable resource. Good news. He sent me everything I needed. Good old Hiram. According to Hiram's message, Minister Clark has ordered a suspicious amount of dimethyl sulfoxide. It's almost as if he's hoarding the colony's remaining supply. Typical elitist. Hoarding supplies during a time of scarcity. Once I have those chemicals, we can revive the Hope's colonists and put some decent people in charge. So, good news. You're going to Byzantium and stealing those chemicals. Exciting. If I had time and several blackboards, I could explain the details to you, but to put it briefly, dimethyl sulfoxide is the reason you're alive today. The chemical is absolutely essential to reviving the Hope's colonists. I need you to steal as much as you possibly can. The more, the better. If you don't bring me enough chemicals, I might not be able to save the Hope's colonists, and then nothing will stop the board from destroying this colony. Aloysius Clark, Minister of Earth. Virtually every colony requires the presence of a Minister of Earth. Clark is complicit in every one of the board's crimes. Whenever the board issues some new decree, you'll find Clark's signature on the dotted line. Ah, yes, the details. I'm not about to ask you to rampage through Byzantium trading bullets with the board's agents. We'll have to resort to subterfuge. Carmen Imagawa. She's my contact in Byzantium. Meet her at the docks. She'll have all the necessary intelligence you require. I'm giving you my old nav key to Byzantium. You'll need it to land in the Golden City. Remember, you're looking for dimethyl sulfoxide. Big green bubbling vessel with a warning label. I'll take as much as you can find. You can trust her if that's what you're asking. Imagawa is the finest special agent in Byzantium that money can buy. My money, anyway. Of course, of course. What's on your mind? Oh, it's not you. I do experiments in that room. Some of them get quite scientific. The unexpected is to be treasured, but from a safe distance. Regardless, it's quite comfortable in here, you know. I have my beans, have my caffeinoids, plenty of toilet paper. Absolutely. Let's talk. No, and I've been trying very hard to avoid making eye contact.
Nice to meet you, Dr. Wells. I'm Parvati.
Parvati.
Wait, not another word. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know who you are. Let's just enjoy our plausible deniability while it lasts, shall we? Why don't you just invite the entire colony to my secret, carefully concealed laboratory? It isn't as if I wanted privacy. Oh, very well. I can be a little cantankerous when I haven't had my caffeinoids. You have my apologies, and so forth. For what it's worth, I am pleased that you found a crew, such as they are. I picked you out of the hope for your talents, after all. It's only natural that others would gravitate toward you. What's on your mind?
कोई नहीं, कुछ है नहीं, काम का निकल के वापस। Yes, अवेलेबल है।
I understand we have decided to continue supporting the outlaw science. Captain, I'm receiving an urgent docking request from another vessel.
Greetings from the Halcyon Parcel Service. Delivery is guaranteed within standard margins of certainty. I've got a special delivery for Alex Hawthorne of the Unreliable. With your permission, I'll see it transferred to your ship. It's a parcel, sir. A parcel is a shipment wrapped and prepared for delivery, sir. Opening a customer's parcel is strictly against regulations. HPS's no peeking policy guarantees that your deliveries remain confidential and HPS remains free of any liability. I am contractually obligated to deliver my cargo to the captain of the Unreliable under pain of fines, imprisonment, and censure by my superiors. That's the HPS difference for you. Service with civility. Stand by, Captain Hawthorne. An HPS certified distribution technician has deposited the parcel into your cargo hold in accordance with hazardous waste disposal procedures. They dispense 3 complimentary spritzes of Auntie Cleo's Citrus Squirt Air Freshener. That's the HPS touch for you, Captain Hawthorne. On behalf of HPS, I'd like to remind you that HPS is not responsible for any damage, defacement, or unseemliness to your parcel. Thank you for your patience, and please remember HPS for all of your future parcel-related needs.
इसको लगा मैं कैप्टन होता हूँ, मैंने पार्सल दे दिया इसने, यही चौंकी है।
Hawthorne, if you're getting this, something's happened to me. Got
Lucky
mixed up
Monta.
in some shady business on Gorgon. Should have known better. But I landed on something big. And now this job's an itch I can't stop scratching. There's a whole research compound left of the Sprats. I think I'm close to figuring out why. But something dangerous is closer to me. Got the job through one Minnie Ambrose. Top runger who just came into some money, was offering a hefty bid card for qualified help. Trust me, her money's good. Talk to Minnie. Take the job. If I ain't gonna live to see the payday, might as well be you. Consider us even, old pal.
I don't mean to sound prim, Captain, but there's gotta be a better way to ask someone to do you a favor.
I just want to say, we gotta take this job. This is the closest I ever been to starring in a serial drama. Only thing we're missing is a couple cameras and a soundtrack.
At least this won't be boring.
Lucky Montoya owed Captain Hawthorne a considerable debt. I believe this is what humans refer to as payback. Captain, the message contains landing coordinates for a small asteroid in the Charybdis cluster. It was recently registered to a Wilhelmina Ambrose. He was an old friend of Alex Hawthorne's. Lucky Montoya had a statistically significant tendency to encounter situations of extreme danger.
Well, yeah, I doubt this guy lost his arm filling out paperwork.
He was also the 4th best paid freelancer in the system. There are several hundred freelancers operating in Halcyon. Considering the numbers, Mr. Montoya ranked among the top percentile. This had less correlation with his measured aptitudes, which rank at or below average, than with a pattern of fortunate circumstances. Based on the condition of the limb, I calculate a 92.7% chance that Mr. Montoya expired from his injuries. There is what humans colloquially call a sprat's chance in a mantisaur's den. That is a very low chance, Captain. I have transferred the coordinates for Ambrose Manor to your navigation terminal. We can travel there when you are ready.
I'm always ready. Let's go. Travel. वो आ गया सही नहीं इसकी एंड में दिख रहा हो गाइस मस्त दिख रहा है क्या गुड़गांव है ना ऐसा गोरगोन ऐसे गुड़गांव लिखा क्या कुछ बोल नहीं सकते भाई कहीं से भी नाम उठाते गेम वाले Gorgon, okay.
Welcome to
ये
Ambrose
झटका है
Manor.
झटका
We were not
अटका बीच में अटका लोडिंग के टाइम थोड़ा ये अटकता है
Yeah, we'll see about that.
अच्छा ये लिफ्ट है मैं सोच रहा था ब्रिज जैसा
We should check to see he's all right.
Been there, little guy.
पूरा मून जैसा है वो इसकी माँ का ये गैलेक्सी वन ओह शूट ये देखो कितने सेक्सी दिख रहे हैं भाई ये मिलती है ओह शिट गाइस क्या सीन है आई डोंट नो स्ट्रीम पे तुम लोगों को कैसा दिख रहा होगा भाई, मेरे तो स्क्रीन पे मस्त दिख रहा है। वैसे भी क्वालिटी तो मैंने वो रखी है, बिट रेट ज़्यादा है, क्लियर ही दिखेगा सबको। क्या दिख रहा है भाई? नेचर इज सो ब्यूटीफुल ना।
Keep your guard. Always surprises.
ये होटल है क्या है?
Take it back.
ये जो होटल बेचने की बात हो रही है होती है और
Captain, something here don't feel right.
वो भाई
Huh? Apparently not.
लेमन एम्ब्रोस।
Join me for a drink, mister. So who the devil are you? I was just enjoying some time with my thoughts and this fine whiskey.
नहीं, इसका आईब्रो में भी डिजाइन कर रखी है, मेरा ओबिडियन भी।
Do you see that glowing chunk of space rock? That's Gorgon. My birthright, my burden, and the bane of my existence. I hate to drink alone, and this is my third. So join me in raising a glass to Gorgon. That's right. The Gorgon asteroid is pretty to look at, but evil to the core. I raise a glass to my adversary out of respect. That's right. And I take it you're the type who skips formalities, so let's get down to business. Now, what brings you to my house, handsome? I take it you didn't come all this way for the beverages, the starry skies, or the pleasant company. Are you an honest-to-law vagabond? We don't see a lot of your type around here. We don't see a lot of anyone, in fact.
इसने लिपस्टिक की है, इसके सिगरेट पे भी इसलिए इतना काले
I
हो
gave you the grand tour, but
हम
as you
black
can
lips।
see, the place is in shambles.
दारू पीती, सिगरेट तो पीती ही होगी।
Maybe you don't see the dust. Maybe you don't smell the stench of failure. But it's there, believe me. In a manner of speaking, this is my family estate, but I've been living abroad, waiting for the previous tenant to expire. You're very inquisitive. Not that I mind. Out with it, then. You came here for a reason, and I'm dying to hear it. How exciting! You make it sound like something out of a crime drama. She gave him her hand in murder. Or arm, in this case. Really? Huh. Now, this severed limb, did it have dark hair? Rugged knuckles? Chewed fingernails? A gunslinger's calluses? The next time someone mails you a severed limb, you really ought to pay better attention. I can only think of one man daring enough to jettison his extremities on my behalf. Lucky Montoya is my personal freelancer. Fascinating man, very brooding and theatrical. Always staring into space and twirling a bullet over his knuckles. Something happened to him. Oh dear. I suppose that makes him my former freelancer now? You suspect foul play? Interesting. If we're being honest, I haven't given it much thought. What a time for his luck to run out. We were in the middle of something grand, and I really can't afford another setback. Settling an old score. How would you like to be my new freelancer? There's been a recent vacancy, and I think you're well suited to the job.
You offer work to everyone who breaks into your home? Must be some kind of Byzantine tradition I ain't know about.
You're awful quick to trust a bunch of strangers that broke into your home.
I'm looking for someone
इसीलिए स्ट्रेंजर को बना।
a gorgeous, dashing scoundrel type.
अच्छा, ये फिदा हो गई गाइस हमारे।
Someone good with their hands.
Someone, huh? Incidentally, someone good with their hands. ये कौन है? डबल मीनिंग बात हो गया।
I like my employees well-groomed. Appearances are everything in high society. I'm looking for both. Remember, I'm rich enough that I can afford to be choosy. And I choose you, dear Captain. Allow me to lay out the facts, and you can decide for yourself if you want to be my chief investigator. My mother, Dr. Olivia Ambrose, worked for Spacer's Choice at the Gorgon Research Facility. She was brilliant, the top scientist in her field, until tragedy struck. Did you actually mean that, or are you being sarcastic? No matter. One day, Spacer's Choice shut down all research and evacuated Gorgon. Everyone had to scramble or risk getting left behind. It was chaos. Employees fled for their lives. Mother never made it home. I'm told she
This guy
wasn't the
berusaha
only
benar.
casualty that fateful day.
It must have been real hard on you, losing your mother all of a sudden like that. I'm sorry to hear it, ma'am.
Thank you. Ambrose ladies are supposed to be resilient to the unexpected, but this was especially hard on me. Mother's name has since been dragged through the mud. Spacer's Choice blames her for the collapse of Project Gorgon, and I just know they're lying. Everything you can imagine and more. Dereliction of duty, circulating anti-corporate memos, taking longer than average coffee breaks. The list goes on. Mother would not have allowed Project Gorgon to fail. Something happened on that asteroid, and my family took the fall for it. I admired Mother, but we weren't close. She disapproved of everything about me, really. I couldn't measure up to her example. She didn't make time for us. I remember thinking that she never wanted a child, and never forgave me for being one, naive and irresponsible as I was. No doubt. I only wish Mother was here to tell it in her own words. Mother worked herself to the bone. She wanted to make the colony a better place, no matter who or what got sacrificed along the way. She never spared a thought for those of us who cherished her, who suffered for her idea of progress. It was difficult on us, but not so difficult for her. Mother and Gorgon were made for each other. I had the misfortune to be stuck in the middle. I don't know, and Spacer's Choice won't say. They don't discuss anything that tarnishes their brand. Gorgon has a dark history. The project fell apart. Personnel were shuffled across the system. With Mother gone, now I'm all that's left. Father lost more than his job on Gorgon. I'll say no more than that. The asteroid may look like a glittering jewel, but I assure you the resemblance ends there. Gorgon is poisonous to the core. One might even say cursed. I need your help, Captain. Project Gorgon killed Mother and disgraced the Ambrose name, and no one has been held accountable. Spacer's Choice buried the past like a dirty secret. Neither. It's vindication I want. Whatever happened on Gorgon wasn't Mother's fault. I simply need the evidence to prove it. We're going to drag the truth kicking and screaming into the light, even if it means bringing ruin and humiliation to Spacer's Choice. All the evidence I need should be in Mother's journal. You can find it in her office on Gorgon, in the heart of the old research facility. By all means, go and see what you're up against. I'm certain Mother's journal won't go far. When you reach Gorgon, pack a weapon you trust. The corporate lockdown hasn't stopped the wilderness from squirming in through the cracks. I told him everything I've told you. Just the facts. Maybe a couple of harmless embellishments. Why? There's a little saloon near Gorgon's landing pad, the Sprat Shack. Lucky was renting a room, so if you want to follow his trail, that would be the place to start.
I ought to stop in and taste the local flavor.
Oh, you think maybe they got a little mascot? Like a sprat in a tiny hat?
Just so we understand each other, money is no object. I'm willing to squander the family fortune if you get me what I want. Between your payment and any salvage you happen across, you'll walk away from this rich enough to buy a mansion of your own. How does that sound? A consummate professional. That shouldn't be a problem. Here's your nav key, Captain. Safe travels. Spacer's Choice should be the one apologizing, but thank you. Sincerely. A word of advice before you go, Captain. Trust no one.
मतलब तेरे ऊपर भी
Mother's
trust
office is
ना
in the
कर.
heart of the Gorgon facility. You're free to salvage anything that isn't nailed down. I only want what's mine.
Mysterious heiress, unexpected gainful employment. It's like something out of a detective serial.
Salvage rights and a paycheck? This is almost too good to be true.
मस्त सीन दिख रहा है, जैसे खड़ी है पीछे प्लानेट है। डिजाइन सही है इसका, डेविड का लोंडे जैसी है, नॉट माय टाइप। ऐसा नहीं कि लड़की है तो हिपहॉप जोड़ो, कहीं पे भी मुंह नहीं मारते हैं। हाँ क्या सीन है, ये सीन बढ़िया है यार। हाँ सीन है भाई। भाई गुड गो, ये प्लांट है। सही है। कहाँ जाना है?
We are now in orbit above Gorgon. Please avoid damage.
Gorgon.
Self-order.
Stars. Don't it make you feel small in the best way?
यहाँ से तो गैलेक्सी एकदम ही स्टार्स है। स्पेस वालों के लिए अच्छा गेम है, उनको तो मजा ही आ जाएगा। टूटा फूटा है सब, टूटा एक यहाँ पर तो कुछ कांड हो गया लगता है। खाली खाली ये सब कुछ, किसी ने अटैक किया यहाँ पे। स्प्रेड शेक
Come here. Let's have a chat. All right, inspection time. Look at my eyes for as long as you can without blinking. Starting now. Did I stutter? Just do as I say. Good. Look up. Now look down. Thank you. Got him from my mother. You're doing swell. Now, name and occupation. Good enough for me. You're cleared to pass. That was a sanity check. If you had changed like the others, you'd be in your eyes. You'd also be drooling, cursing, and making a mess of the place. Welcome to the Sprat Shack. You can head on downstairs. Every day, salvagers and scrappers set out to comb the ruins and make their fortune. The ones who come back, they aren't always the same men or women who left. They change. Never for the better. First, they get real twitchy and paranoid, shouting at folks who aren't there. Then they smell like they soiled themselves, on account of how they soiled themselves. After that, they're gone. Nothing but animals wearing human skin. Seen it happen myself. It's never pretty. Just don't ask me to dance. Bouncer, bodyguard, law enforcer. I make sure the Sprat Shack gets only the highest caliber of clientele.
That's us. Well, I hope you look the other way just this once.
We get a lot of brand-loyal corporate types, and a lot of cutthroat freelancer types. Both sides have their share of dirty scoundrels. And I hate dirt. This is a sublight bar, so most of our regulars come to plunder the old labs. The facility's locked up behind miles of red tape, so progress is slow. A lot of time to drink and reevaluate, then venture out and try again. Something bad happened here. Spacer's Choice was developing chemicals, the kind with nasty side effects. Marauders outnumber the rest of us 10 to 1. Either they came from Gorgon, or something draws them here. I don't know which is worse. This place is under a dark cloud, stranger. That's all I know. If you want the history of the Sprat Shack, talk to Lex behind the bar.
That's us.
Well,
we get a lot of This is the facility's locked. This place is Stay cool.
Just a moment, guys. Okay, I'm back, guys. क्या करना है? चूहे मारने हैं, चूहे.
This place smells like feet.
since I had a good trip with Gail. They've got it on tap.
Okay, बाहर है.
Welcome to the Sprat Shack. First one's on the house, and I won't even water it down. What'll it be? So, you just wandered in for the genteel conversation. Suit yourself. You've made a few enemies in Sublight Salvage. While you're here, you'd be smart to leave your disagreements at the door. We'll do the same. Sounds like you could use a drink even more than the rest of these mooks. I assume you're here for salvage. Even if I did, I ain't supposed to play favorites. Most of my regulars are sublight scavengers. They pick over the ruins of Gorgon, spend their earnings at the bar, and head back out the next day. Vicious cycle, but that's life. You're the first new face I've seen in a while. Spacer's Choice used to brew pharmaceuticals in these parts. That's why the asteroid smells like an old gym sock. They say Adrenatime came from here, just down the road at the old R&D lab. Very hush-hush back in the day. I doubt anyone knows the full story. One day the evacuation order went out. Grunts and lab coats scrambled to get anywhere but Gorgon. And the weirdest thing of all, Adrenatime still hit the market. Me, I never touched the stuff. To each their own, but I think it's dangerous. Roscoe might tell you more. He spent some time around here before the bar opened up. I trust him well enough. There's always Leonora, my favorite customer over in the storage room on the second floor. Keeps to herself and always closes out her tab. Nice lady. Been coming around a lot these past few months. She isn't with Sublight, but seems to know the lay of the land better than anyone. She spends most of her days drinking alone. I think she's looking to hire someone. If you're open to a side gig. You know Lucky? Small asteroid. Now that you mention it, I thought I saw those two sharing stories over a pint. Didn't think twice about it. I don't speak ill of the dead, but Leonora deserves better company. That Lucky was no good for her. Lucky? Sure, I knew him. He could get a little dramatic at times, but he was a good guy. Heard he took on a dangerous job. Spent a lot of time coming and going from the Office of Creative Incubation, just down the road. That's where the top rungers at Spacer's Choice came up with slogans of marketing. Lucky never told me why it was so important. Awful shame about what happened to him. You really want to hear my story? Law, most everyone around here is sick to death of it by now. Last I saw of Lucky was a few days ago. I went outside for a smoke and a stroll, and I saw this wild canid dragging a bloody limb. So I kicked the canid, scared it off. Get this, the canid was chewing on an honest-to-law human arm. Lucky's arm. I'm a bartender. Attention to detail is my middle name. Anyway, the arm was clutching a phonograph that mentioned someone named Alex Hawthorne. I did some poking around, and this Hawthorne has a reputation among the salvagers who frequent the bar. So I packaged up the arm nice and tidy and sent it care of the Halcyon Parcel Service.
अच्छा
They
इसमें
even gave me a
बेकसी
discount on the hazardous waste removal stamp. I figured Hawthorne would want to know what happened to his pal. Help Lucky get his affairs in order, you know. Oh, I hate to see people go with unfinished business. Third floor. Once I figured he wasn't coming back to pay his tab, I left his room unlocked to air it out. You can help yourself to anything you left behind. Fair warning, I've been letting the regulars use it for a quick lie down. Just wash your hands when you're done. Trust me. Yes and no. The Sprat Shack used to be a shipping and receiving warehouse during the old Project Gorgon days. When Spacer's Choice pulled their guys off-world, Sublight moved in to salvage what we could, and they put me in charge. Yes and no. Rumor has it there's a Sprat wandering around the Groundbreaker, and he's the legal owner of the Sprat Shack. Hagen's idea. Lilia Hagen is the boss of Sublight Salvage. Her office is on the Groundbreaker. Drop in and see her for a job if you have the time. Even if you haven't heard of her, chances are good she's heard of you. See, Hagen didn't want a paper trail that led back to her, so she gave the bar to the Sprat. If there were any legal problems with this place, the Sprat would do the time.
You think a Sprat could own Edgewater? Oh. Imagine one wearing Mr. Thompson's little hat.
Anyway, that's what the paperwork says. I don't make the rules. Easy. His name's Matt. The beautiful thing is, no one could tell Matt Sprat apart from an ordinary vermin. I think that's kind of the point, to send the authorities on a wild Sprat chase. I wouldn't lose any sleep over it. The Sprat Shack's gone through a lot of title holders over the years. As far as business arrangements go, this one's a head-scratcher, but they say it's all above board, so that's what matters. Yes and no. We're doing a lot more than squatting. We're classing up the joint, keeping the riffraff outside where it belongs. They didn't even serve drinks until I arrived. Talk about wasted potential. Yes and no. Again, that one was Hagen's idea. She told me that speaking in vague terms keeps you out of trouble. And I don't want any trouble in my place. Thirsty people come and go from all over the colony. Mostly on the way to somewhere better. Some are well-connected. And not everyone pays with bits. That's how we get the unconventional goods anyhow. Sublight keeps us well-stocked with the essentials. By which I mean booze. Or maybe a sugar sprat pie? Damn it. We're out of those.
You think the folks here like strangers? Because some of them are looking at us like maybe not.
बाहर की जगह तो अच्छी
Repurposed aesthetic reminds me of Fallbrook. Folks really know how to overhaul it.
अच्छा कोड ये मुझे लगा ये खो जाएगा ये नहीं हो रहा सही यहीं पे रहता था मिल गया सही है यार यहाँ के लोग ऐसे कोड लिख के रखा था जो ओपन फिर भी किसी ने ओपन नहीं किया ट्रस्टवर्दी है जो किसी ने भी उसका सामान ऐसे छेड़ा नहीं बाहर वाले ने ऐसे ही रखी
You're a humbug, Trixie.
What's on your mind? If you're heading downstairs,
टकले का आईब्रोज ही नहीं देगा
Don't you worry, Mr. Lucky Spirit. We're gonna finish your work.
कहाँ पे जाना
And put you to rest, good and proper.
Whatever's out here, better be worth carrying around a man's eyebrow.
क्या पानी अच्छा वो ले से बनाएंगे
Keep
Spacer's Choice Edition. भाई इसको डैमेज ही नहीं हो रहा। ओके इस गन से हो रहा है। काफी हेवी आर्मर है भाई इसका। लेवल अप तो है गाइस। इसका डैमेज ही नहीं होगा। हेवी आर्मर पेंटन रखा था उसने। सिर्फ वो प्लाज्मा वाली गन का ही उसका डैमेज हुआ। चला के रख कर दूंगा। और अच्छा आर्मर खतरनाक है यार इन लोगों को। इतने हेवी गन यूज करो फिर भी कम डैमेज हो रहा है उनको। अरे मारो इनको नल्लू। अरे बचाओ मेरे को। क्या मात्र सो दे दोनों लड़की।
Don't you worry, Mr. Lucky Spirit. We're gonna finish your work and put you to rest, good and proper.
Whatever's out here, it better be worth carrying around a man's eyebrow.
Keep an eye out, Captain. This place don't look entirely safe.
Okay. I'm going.
लेवल अप हो गया इसको।
I'm going.
काफी डैमेज यार इनको देना पड़ रहा है। लास्ट टाइम ऐसे मार दिया होता तो मेरा टाइम देकर मैं वेस्ट किया। पहले भेज ही
There
देना
sure are an
चाहिए
awful lot of
था।
marauders
यही
on this
करूँगा।
abandoned asteroid.
No telling what other horrors we're set to find.
Initiating ocular measurement. Measurement complete. Ocular identification failed. Access denied. Initiate. Measurement complete. Ocular identification complete. Welcome, Clarence Mostly. Access granted. Welcome to the Office of Creative Incubation.
I ain't buying the facade. You can slap gold paint on the Spacer's Choice gun. It's still gonna misfire twice a clip.
They got one for Edgewater. Oh, it's just so minor. Come on, we got a volcano too.
The keen skills. Spacer's Choice security folks can't hit the broadside from Mannequin.
एक है ओके चलो एक तो ओपन है ऐसे चलते हैं। ये डेकोरेशन इसके पीछे कुछ तोड़ के नहीं तोड़ के नहीं है वहां से चलो।
That was quick.
भी मर गई। हमारा ड्रेस यहाँ पे अपने मरवा रहा है।
What's that noise?
अरे मारो ना इनको दो लड़की
That's the last of them.
अरे इनको मारो क्या दोनों इसको कोई असर ही नहीं कर इसका तो काफी है मतलब खत्म ही हो गया है इन्वेंटरी में दूसरी एक गन है वाह इसका तो काफी सारा है मतलब
Shop back home.
इसको असर भी हो रहा ओके हो रहा
About your test subjects, I assume you're trying new formulations on humans, correct? Where did it come from, Dr. Ambrose?
Hello, कचरा वेस्ट है कहीं अल्ट्रा लेवल 28 छोटे लेवल वालों को निकाल देते हैं इस लेवल के ऊपर ठीक है इसको निकाल देते हैं Report. 35 का तो मैं करंटली पेन रहा हूँ करेक्ट करना इसको कुछ कचरा मिला है इस चलो कुछ काम का मिला है वर्क बेंच पे अभी तक तो इतना कुछ जरूरत पड़ा नहीं मेरे को इजी पीजी है गेम में से ऊपर है कहाँ से चल तो आई थिंक यहाँ से बड़ी सीढ़ियाँ लग रही है ओहो ये मशीन गन तो खतरनाक है यार काफी अच्छा डैमेज दे रही है अच्छा भाई इसको इक्विप कर लेंगे इसका लेवल कम था ना वो केलेटी उसका इसलिए इतना डैमेज नहीं दे पा रहा इसने तो सपा चट कर दिया ये लोग नहीं सेल्ड है इसका सेल कैसे तोड़े और जगह से जाए इसके ऊपर भी काम कर रहा है ये देखो भाई फट से मार दिया ना वो प्लाज्मा वाली गन से भी इसका नहीं होता रहता है खतरनाक मशीन गन मिल गई मजा आ गया यार पहले क्यों नहीं इक्विप किया इसको कर लेना चाहिए वो तो मैंने करते करे इतना टाइम बच गया हमारा ऐसे माइंड फक हो रहा था अलग से
Weasel sniffing about. You'd best go back the way you came. There's nothing for you here. Call me the ghost of Gorgon, or its warden. This place is a graveyard. All that was done here should be forgotten and left to rot. You might, when they start shooting at you. Gorgon is the birthplace of marauders. We created them here, in this very facility. Forgotten children, born of hubris and vanity.
Marauders were created? Those bastards! That don't make any sense. How could marauders get to Edgewater from all the way out here?
They hold no fondness for trespassers. I've placed the facility under emergency lockdown to keep them safe. Let the marauders die in peace, or I will make certain that you die with them.
Mr. Thompson used to say marauders are just folks whose spirits have been weakened by charity and laziness. You mean that wasn't true?
I used to think it was just life trying to kill us. Starve for a week, fight to the death for a good night's sleep. We were all a little mad. Marauders were just the folks who embraced it.
अब क्या करना है? ओके हमने अनलॉक कर दिया। सही है पर एक्सटीरियर आर्ट वाज सेक्सी यार इसमें।
Hiram's place, running errands.
I sure hope that spooky person on the screen ain't waiting for us. I'm about ready to jump out of my skin as it is.
Birthplace of marauders. We ought to have left well enough alone. Now we're hell or high water. We gotta see this through.
वाह इसका रीलोड स्पीड भी फटाफट है। अच्छा कुछ व्हाट से रीलोड कर दिया इसने। खतरनाक डैमेज है भाई इसका। बॉडी से वसूल तो कर लेता। अच्छा लॉक पिक करना है इसमें।
What's up? What's with the pleasantries? You want to know something? Just ask. I don't have a single spot I call home. Wherever I can sit in peace with a bottle is good enough for me. But, in a sense, my parents took off when the corporations did. I took to Good. Oh, sure, Cap. Let me know if you want some company.
Are we gonna get in trouble today? I hope we can help Miss Minnie uncover. Not a. Oh, point it. So whatever they. Anything could. All right. Yeah. He seems like a nice boy to me. I'm glad you gave him a shot. Maybe he doesn't talk all smarty smart. I mean, you might.
Continue.
This looks just like the abandoned parts of Edgewater.
इसका ये टोन मस्त है। सक्सेस होने वाली सक्सेसफुल हो जाता है टिंग एक दिन सेलिब्रेशन। तो बता भी नहीं रहा तो बाउंड्री ही एक तो साला कैरेक्टर ढीला है. Run and gun. RNG. Okay. 216 मीटर बता रहा है इस तरफ. अच्छा ये पीछे ही है भाई. ये आइकन में ऐसे आइकन के नीचे मिक्स हो गया, दिख नहीं रहा. मैं जो जानना था जान लिया. अभी वापस जाना है. रीच रीच लड़की. उसके बाद में गोर्गन लड़की के पास जाना. देखते.
Captain, transmission request from Ambrose Manor.
Captain! Imagine my surprise when I saw
ये
the
obsessed हो गई भाई
unreliable
मेरे
living
से.
Gorgon with so much urgency and purpose. Tell me you found Mother's journal. I'm positively dying for good news. Someone? You mean someone still has access to the facility? Oh, after all this time. Who was it? I don't even know who's still alive from Project Gorgon, much less who would care enough to guard its secrets. Make sure you have eyes on the back of your head. I doubt we've seen the last of this human vexation. If I know Spacer's choice, getting past the lockdown will be more complicated than just hitting a big red button. You'll need authorization, and layers of it. Precisely. I seem to recall that Mother worked closely with Gorgon's R&D personnel, but not close enough to invite them over for dinner and cocktails, if you get my meaning. By now, they'll have moved on with their lives. If only I could do the same. I knew Mother was involved with some important chemical trials, but I had no idea her pet project was Adrenatime. Adrenatime is a working man's stimulant, like a caffeinoid. Very popular at launch, though the marketing quieted down over time. What? No. I mean, there's some very morbid wording in the fine print, but I had no idea Adrenatime could make marauders out of people. That's it. That must be it. Spacer's Choice is keeping their dirty little secret about Adrenatime off the record. We have to find Mother's journal. If we don't, then Spacer's Choice gets away with murder. I only hope we aren't too late. Adrenatime was touted as the working man's best friend, a drug that boosted productivity with no adverse effects. The promise of Adrenatime cannot be overstated. Exhaustion and fatigue were supposed to be obsolete. Workplace accidents would be things of the past. For whatever reason, the drug never lived up to that promise. I don't know. And thanks to Spacer's Choice, we may never find out. I know that I'd like to see a colony where the promise of Adrenatime was fulfilled. And I doubt I'm the only one. Thank you. I certainly ought to know what I'm doing. I spent years trying to break into pharmaceuticals, professionally speaking. Mother wouldn't hear of it. She didn't think I had the wit to succeed in her line of work. Safe travels. If your leads give you any trouble, be sure and give them some trouble back, yes?
Good luck, Captain.
वाह क्या आर्टवर्क है भाई आर्टवर्क से इसमें सेक्सी दे रखे क्या कैंटीन है क्या सेल है ये
Our UDL security attendant is always prepared.
Nothing exciting ever happens around here.
Move along.
इस जगह पे कहाँ से जाए तो सेल कर रखा है यहाँ से कुछ है एलिवेटर ओ भाई
Why can't
क्या
something
सही नहीं
exciting happen around here for once? Nothing wrong with stability.
पेरिस जैसा लग रहा है
Everything's running like clockwork. Don't you ever want a little fun?
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Want to be famous?
बाढ़ में जो ऑलरेडी फेमस है लड़कियां मरती है इसके ऊपर गीले गीले सपने देखती है इसके बारे में कैप्टन बना के लड़कियों के लिए
Citizens, today marks a monumentous occasion in the course of Halcyon history.
Welcome to the Musgrave family collection. I'll tell you what I've told all the other guards.
इसके आंखें ऐसी
Mind your
देख रही महंगी लग रही
Our floors are not made for armor. If you're here for the annual Canid review, I'm afraid it's already over. Only thing going on behind those doors is good, old-fashioned lawful behavior. This greeting constitutes your confidentiality agreement. You hereby agree not to disclose the location or existence of these events. Thank you for cooperating. Then you should have told me that before I greeted you. Defaulting on a verbal agreement is a punishable offense. Now then, how can I help you?
तो ही बड़बड़ करने लगी हमें कुछ बोलने ही नहीं दी यार की लोड
We find that our clients enjoy the appearance of participating in illegal activities. Secrecy contributes to a feeling of indecency. The Musgrave family collection was intended to be a gallery of fine art. And here we are, using this place to practice semi-legal canid shows. Scandalous, isn't it? That's privileged information. I really shouldn't tell you. That's a fair point. All right, I'll tell you. But just keep this between us.
Sure.
The Musgraves own one of Earth's largest private collections of art and literature. They were going to have the entire collection shipped all the way to Halcyon. Unfortunately, that collection never arrived. We haven't heard anything from the delivery convoy, and there's some purely hypothetical concern that the collection might be, well, I was going to say indefinitely delayed by unforeseen and unknowable circumstances, but yes, let's go with that. Anyway, that's as much as I can tell you. Will there be anything else? Mr. Mostly is indeed attending our event, although I am disappointed to discover he did not officially enter his canid Laplace into our competition. You should find Mr. Mostly just inside the prep room. Head inside and take the door to your left.
Okay, and Mara.
Oh, just hear me out. It's a brilliant
Do you know the interesting thing about canid shows? Mathematically speaking, the interesting thing about canid shows is this. They're an exercise in futility. Winning is predetermined. Over time, the inevitable trend is that the race goes to the swift. Time and chance are just statistical outliers. In other words, if you put enough canids through enough trials, the one with the most optimal attributes generally wins. Exercise in futility. Oh, I've been told I should try to socialize more. Sharing an interesting fact is a proven method of endearing oneself to a stranger. I'm an actuary, you see. Well, not entirely. The actuarial sciences are more of a passion than a profession. So I suppose that makes me mostly an actuary. That's a bit of a family joke. I'm Clarence Mostly. Yes, that's us. Mostly oak trees, too. My grandfather invented
Now his last name mostly is Clarence Mostly.
Oaks, but he did purchase the naming rights back during the
इसका
terraforming
डॉक्टर
days.
का नाम गुड नाइट
It's essentially the
ये
same
क्या
thing.
नाम रखा है गेम
How do you know that name? Project Gorgon was supposed to be a secret. I see we're being rude. All right, have it your way. It's true, I was involved with Project Gorgon, but that chapter of my life is long since closed. Listen, I don't know what you want with Gorgon or with me, but let me give you some free advice, Let the past go. Live in the moment. Enjoy the party. I was wondering if you were the sort of person to accept sensible advice or respond with threats of violence. Thank you for resolving that ambiguity for me. Lifting the lockdown won't be easy. You'll need to send overrides from the chem lab and human inquiry. I don't have that level of clearance, but I know 2 people who do. The trouble is, I don't know you. I don't trust you. I washed my hands of Gorgon, and you're asking me to dirty them all over again. I'm going to need a good reason. Yes, the birthplace of the Marauders. And a graveyard for all our mistakes. Starting Project Gorgon was our first mistake. Trying to bury Project Gorgon while it's still very much alive and clawing its way back to the surface, that may be our last mistake. I want a favor from you. Do something for me and I'll do something for you. That way we don't have to rely on mutual trust. The grand prize trophy to the Canid Review. I want it in my hands. Get me that trophy, and I'll give you the remaining researchers. Names, locations, as much information as I have. My Canid, Laplace, is statistically superior to every other Canid in this review. Better average sprinting time, superior gait coefficient, optimal anatomical symmetry. I didn't bother entering little Laplace in this pointless contest. He's already won on paper, you see. That trophy rightfully belongs to him. Oh, you're much too kind. Does this mean you'll do it? Do excuse me. All my thoughts are currently occupied by that trophy. At the moment, nothing. I have a one-track mind. I can't stop thinking about that trophy. Why isn't it in my hands? When is it going to be in my hands? And so on and so forth. You get me that Best in Show trophy, and it'll clear my mind right up. My eye! I was wondering where I'd misplaced that old thing. It's perfectly preserved, you know. Every eye possesses unique dimensions, not unlike a fingerprint. The circumference, the shape, the color of the iris. An eye makes excellent proof of identification, assuming you don't mind removing one. I'd rather not get into the details. If Spacer's Choice ever asks you to test out their new model of monocle, just say no. What's on your mind? Well, that's rather responsible of you. I'll put a good word in your permanent record. Never cared much for... Head into the main hall and take the elevator down into the maintenance tunnels. You'll find a service passage that leads up into the trophy room. The maintenance tunnel is the only way up into the trophy room. Some technician barred the door shut on our end. Ask Tilda Coatsworth about it, over by the podium. What's on your mind?
कहाँ जाना? ओके नीचे. ये क्या है? स्टेयर कैसे बना रखी है? बोलने के लिए जगह तो बढ़िया है. मशीन गन खतरनाक है भाई, फाड़ के रख दे सकती.
Wow, that trophy's real cool.
ओके, इनका ध्यान भी नहीं है. और वालों टोपी लेके आ गए. व्हाट इज एकदम टोपी लेके आ
You
गए.
want to make friends with a canid? Oh, and bare your teeth too.
What's on your mind? My trophy! Look at this thing! Have you ever seen a more garish monument to the boredom of the elite? If only Grandfather Mostly were alive today, I would have loved to wave this trophy right in front of his cataracts. I hope you won't take it personally when I say I had my doubts about you. Nothing ever gets done in Byzantium, you see. Competent work is, well, a statistical anomaly. Lifting the emergency lockdown requires overrides from the Chem Lab and Human Inquiry. Access to those facilities requires authorizations from 2 senior-level researchers, Marion Blakesley, Jasper Lowe. They went into hiding after the project collapsed, but I've managed to calculate their last known whereabouts within a reasonable margin of error. We keep all sorts of data on a permanent record. Spending habits, dietary restrictions, movement. Finding a person is no more complicated than solving an equation. After the project shut down, I had to keep my mind occupied. I worked on my actuarial tables, calculated the average lifespan of a Spacer's Choice worker, that sort of thing. I realized some of the researchers had to be alive. I ran some numbers, did a little research, and concluded that the two most likely survivors are Marion Blakesley and Jasper Lowe. As far as I know, Jasper Lowe and Marion Blakesley are the only two surviving researchers with high-level clearance. If you want to lift the lockdown on the manufactory, you'll need to send an override from the Chem Lab and Human Inquiry. I'm afraid it's the only way. I know it feels like you're being led on. What is that colorful metaphor commoners use? A wild sprat chase? Remember, this is Spacer's Choice we're talking about. Their security protocols are just as inefficient and frustrating as their manufacturing. I'll tell you what I can. Dr. Marion Blakesley supervised the Human Inquiry and Auditing Facility. Live subjects, measuring tape and syringes, that sort of thing. Someone sabotaged the facility. Blakesley tendered her resignation and vanished. I'm reasonably certain she's hiding in a maintenance bay on Groundbreaker. Well, with Spacer's Choice equipment, who even knows? Dr. Blakesley tendered her resignation lawfully, but under suspicious circumstances. If you want to know more, you'd best ask her yourself. I'm asking you to trust in the predictive power of data. Dr. Blakesley may have disappeared after that sabotage incident, but the trajectory of her life was implied in her permanent record. Dr. Lowe described himself as a dazzling genius in his review. I disagreed. Of the 19 criteria that constitute the rubric of genius, Dr. Lowe only met 15. After the project shut down, corporate traded him off to Anti-Cleo in exchange for 5 lab coats. He's been transferred to an orbital lab around Olympus. Our office gave Dr. Lowe and his team every opportunity to develop a drug under perfectly reasonable guidelines and generous deadlines. Dr. Lowe failed to meet our requests and largely succeeded in using our supply of drugs to get himself higher than the mortality rate of a line worker at a Saltuna cannery. Certainly. Let's try to keep it down, shall we? At least pretend we're being discreet? There's not a lot about Project Gorgon I can tell you. I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but I closed that chapter in my life. I've moved on. Look, don't tell anyone I said this. But if there's anything I've learned by living in Byzantium, it's this. If you go looking for the truth, you are looking for trouble. All right. Ask your questions. And then if you don't mind, don't mention Project Gorgon anywhere near me again. It's complicated. I'll be honest, I didn't join Project Gorgon because I wanted to satisfy my intellectual curiosity. I was courting the daughter of a Spacer's Choice family. We were a mathematically congruent match, you see. I had the proofs all written out and everything. Project Gorgon was designed to change the life of every worker on Halcyon. We weren't just building a product, we were trying to build a society. How many workers call Halcyon their home? What do they eat and when? How long do they sleep? How hard do they work? What are their most productive years? When do their organs begin to fail? That's the nature of my work. I study human life in order to determine its value. Jewelers appraise diamonds, and I appraise people. Everything. Every project has a margin of failure. We expect setbacks, complications, delays. Project Gorgon experienced a cascade failure. One mistake precipitated another, and another, and another. The labs failed to develop a safe drug. Human Inquiry failed to perform their tests responsibly. An unsafe drug tested on unhealthy subjects by irresponsible supervisors. That's Project Gorgon. No one appreciates the value of good data. The holistic surveillance device I wear is an invaluable tool, gathering data on all my day-to-day activities. My former colleagues can go into hiding and live in ignorance for all I care. I prefer the self-examined life. Anarchy is not a crime. It is a symptom. The undisciplined workplace secretes anarchy the way our glands secrete enzymes. It's a principle of science. Sabotage came first. The chem lab, Human Inquiry, even my own office. Sabotage broke the discipline of our workplace, leading to confusion, leading to escaped subjects, leading to anarchy. I know. Project Gorgon was a failure of leadership. Leadership to which I belonged. I should have pushed for stricter supervision. We gave the other departments too much freedom and not enough oversight. Spare the rod, spoil the servant.
Our fair city.
सिटी तो बढ़िया है यार.
Idiots probably face down on the bar.
Try anti-Cleo.
Ooh, down there, a new ship. Doesn't look like any of the corporate freighters.
But what would they be doing here? And how did they ever get permission to land?
नीचे कहाँ से जाना है?
Someone needs to teach those iconic. Someone needs to teach those iconoclasts what they did.
Quarantine.
The dissidents actually took over.
ओ भाई क्या कलेक्शन है भाई क्या पास में स्टील करते देखते हैं क्या प्राइस है
Looking for weapons? You've come to the right place. Every bit.
यार वो आरपीजी चुराने का मन कर रहा है वो
Hey, I saw that.
भाग 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 बहुत रेपुटेशन डिस्ग्रेस चलो इन लोगों को पता नहीं था तो निकल जाते अरे अभी भी पीछे पड़े एक काम करते हैं फेलिक्स का भी अपडेट कर देते हैं इसका अभी जरूरत नहीं है ग्रेनेड लॉन्चर ही था ना यस इसको यूज करते हुए
That's what you get! No good, boss! Try another weapon!
भाई ग्रेनेड लॉन्चर तो खतरनाक है एक में ही खतरनाक इसका एमओ भी ज्यादा है अपना पास मजा आ गया भाई गन भी चुरा के लेके आए गन भी लेके आए ओके यहाँ से जा सकते हैं यार नहीं यार यहाँ से जा सकते नहीं ये तो सेम जगह है वो तो जेनिटर है साफ सफाई करने वाला इसे जाने का तो ऑप्शन है नहीं इस हीरो की जगह है आई थिंक यहाँ से जा सकते हैं
Sorry, but we don't provide directions. Welcome to the Bureau of Exploration. We're not currently offering any tours. Are you lost? Sorry. Not a lot I can do for you.
Well, you're obviously not from around here. I don't believe I've ever seen visitors in the Bureau before, come to think of it. Are you serious? You're a sightseer? I didn't know people like you even existed. Oh, this is just too perfect. Alonso Vallejos. Extraordinarily pleased to make your acquaintance, and so on and so forth. I'm currently operating a sightseeing tour of sorts. Think of it as a guided journey across Halcyon. Would you be interested in a trial run? Glad you asked. Our tour guides you across some of the most picturesque and breathtaking sights around Halcyon. We've placed some beacons across a series of locations around Halcyon. All you have to do is follow the beacons to adventure. That slogan's a work in progress. So, what do you think? Are you interested? Well then, that just makes you the perfect test subject. If my guided tours can impress you, they'll impress anyone. Outstanding! Here, you'll need this special triangulating device. Think of it as a wireless compass, pointing the way to the next beacon. When you find a beacon, this device records your discovery and directs you to the next stop on your tour. Find every beacon, finish your tour, and come back here to claim your commemorative hat. Simple!
Just a moment, guys. Okay, I'm back, guys. Here we can. यहाँ के तो लोग मार दिए कहाँ से नहीं तोड़ सकते मजा आ जाता देख के भाग भेजा कुछ चलो सही है इनका ग्रेनेड लॉन्चर भी चुरा लिया
That episode from a few weeks ago was
क्या खतरनाक डैमेज है भाई हेवी का एडवर्टाइजमेंट के लिए रोबोट रखे बताओ क्या रोबोट है मतलब एडवर्टाइजमेंट भी हो रही है टेक्नोलॉजी तो है गाइस नीचे कहाँ से जाना है कंफ्यूजन ही कंफ्यूजन है एक मिनट वहाँ पे देख मैप में भी देख सकते हैं तो एक ही है साइड का कोई जगह नहीं बता रहे यूरोप एक्सप्लोरेशन है ये वहाँ पे एक दरवाजा बता रहे नहीं ये आगे का हाँ ये रहा एलिवेटर मैं भी चौंकिया हो भाई सिंपल सी ये चीजें नहीं ढूंढता हूँ अरे वेपन अंदर रख चौंकी
Hey boss, got a hypothetical for you? You got a friend, see? Somebody you knew when you were growing up. You were close. Then one day, they up and vanished. 5 years go by, they send you a message out of the aether. What's going through your head? Right, forgot about that. Though, shock and disbelief's a good way to put it. Guy by the name of Clyde Harlow. He was an old friend of mine. Honestly, he was probably my first and longest friend. I just heard from him. Says he wants to talk to me. Says it's urgent. The guy just vanished without a trace one day. No goodbyes, no explanations. Been gnawing at me ever since, you know? That's what I don't know. The message was light on details. No explanations, as usual. Clyde. He was a blustery old cuss. Carried on about violent revolution and seizing the means of production. Clyde was my first friend, but he was also my mentor. Taught me how to think, how to question, how to disobey. I figured the board got him in the end. Some guys with black uniforms snatching him off the street in the middle of the night or something. Clyde's waiting for us on Scylla. What he's doing on an asteroid, I can't begin to imagine. I appreciate this, boss. I know you're going out of your way for me.
What was that? I better take
Heads up!
No prisoners!
Someone got it, boss!
ये रहता ना कि भाई पट से हेडशॉट मारता हुआ आराम से मर गया। एक एक हेडशॉट में मर रहे भाई, क्या ही डैमेज दे रहा है मशीन गन। मजा आ गया भाई। अकेले क्यों नहीं इक्विप किया इसको मैंने। इसका देखते हैं कितना लेवल है। 25 लेवल है, 15 का है, 19 का है, लेवल 7 का ही है। इसको हटा देते हैं। 24, 24, level 30। भाई ये हेलिगन टैक्सी आ गई भाई। मजा आ गया भाई, फटाफट यार, एक मिनट भी नहीं लगा सकते एकदम। वो भी हेडशॉट मारा तो वाट एकदम। ये तो हमारा स्पेसशिप है, तो मेरा ध्यान नहीं, मुझे लगा किसी और के स्पेसशिप में है। एक मिनट, यहाँ से हमने एंट्री की थी, खुद ही भूल गया। अरे हाँ, ये मेरा भी दिमाग नहीं वो ऐसे ढूंढने, यहीं से तो गए थे, फिर सब करके वापस जाना था ऐसा था। वही तो सोच रहा था कि यहाँ से कितना मस्त सिटी है ये सब, इसे तो बुक्स दिखा रहे थे। कहाँ पे अंदर गए थे? हाँ बराबर, यहाँ से ओपन नहीं हो रहा था। और कोई है यहाँ पे? माइकल अब यहीं से तो एंट्री की थी मैंने, ये भूल गया। हाँ बराबर, यहाँ से एलिवेटर लिया था। कई स्पेसशिप का मैं भूल गया। इतना वो फोकस हो गया था मिशन पे, मुझे लगा मिशन का कुछ बारे वो बोल रहे थे स्पेसशिप यहाँ ये सब, भूल गया अपना ही स्पेसशिप है। क्या गुंडा बनूंगा मैं। भाई गेम बढ़िया है यार, क्यूरियोसिटी बढ़ती ही जा रही है, बढ़ती ही जा रही है। मिशन बढ़िया है इसका अभी तक तो। अभी तक तो गेम मस्त चल रहा है। ये तो पता है।
Hey, you. Hey, you. You serious? Get back here.
Okay, आराम से बात
Whoa,
कर।
whoa, who's this? The back bay's brat? What are you doing here?
I've seen these guys around. They like to walk with cold shoulders and play at being mercenaries. What do they call themselves again? Landscapers? Green thumbs?
Gardeners. We're the gardeners. And you know this is our turf, kid. Yeah, we're the gardeners.
Mali
We
ऐसे
keep
बोल
order
रहे हैं।
back here on these dangerous streets. Hallways. You know what I mean. Anyway, Blakesley's given us standing orders to strongly discourage anyone who tries to come in. I like to, extrapolate from there. Eyes up, people! We got trouble!
बदतमीजी से बात करने ऐसा वो पसंद नहीं है हमें। अरे मार दिया भाई, ये नल्ले है भाई मेरे साथ जो दोनों है ना वो। फेलिक्स तो वैसे तो मारता रहता है, इस पर क्यों नहीं मारा इसने? तो सीधा मारना ही चालू करेगा। बदतमीजी से बात कर रहा था। किसी हेडशॉट ही मारो, 2,000 का डैमेज हो रहा है वो भी मशीन गन से। तो स्पेशल गन होते तो कोई बात नहीं थी। मार मार खोपड़े तोड़ सकते। ओ भाई क्रिटिकल हिट लगा बस। पता नहीं मेरे ऊपर ही क्या चिपका अभी तो। आ गए मेरे। गार्डनर होगा तो अपने घर पे ही। ओह क्या मिला भाई इसमें? इतना सारा ये कचरे में से मिला, नॉर्मली किसी में से नहीं मिला, इतना तो कचरे में से मिला। एमओ वगैरह डालते थे वो तो कचरे में। गार्डनर की जेरोक्स। यहाँ पे कुछ तो कांड हुआ है।
spelled out for them. I'm sure one of the auto mechanicals can explain.
भाई 2,000 का डैमेज ऐसे ही दे रहा है भाई, ये भी कसम से खतरनाक वेपन आ गया। अच्छे से ना वो इस तरफ का तो सी ले लो।
Lethality now.
ड्रोन के भी माबिन गली भाई इसके बुलेट का पत्थर में नॉर्मली 2-2000 का डैमेज है हेडशॉट मारो तो और ज्यादा लग रहा है वरना ये बुलेट से रोबोट पे तो काम ही नहीं करती इसके बदले इनकी माबिन कर रही है पूरी तरह एकदम हाँ है सब तो भी अच्छा पहले दरवाजा तो खोले नहीं और एक्टिंग के लिए भाई अगर स्टार्टिंग से हेवी गन मिल गया होता फाड़ के रख दिया
So who the fuck? Oh, wait, hang on, I can't hear a damn thing. Just gonna shut this thing off.
हाँ पहले बंद कर इसको
Right. Marion Blakesley, what can I do for you, Mr. Home Invasion? Cute. There have to be easier ways to steal some corporate property. Go chat up Sublight. Well, you found me, so you can't be that bad at your job. Guessing this is about that damn asteroid. I really didn't expect today to go this way. Shit. I should have brought another pack of smokes. The Gorgon project gave us Adrena time in the end, but that's just the Bo Spacer's choice stuck on the whole mess. Corporate demanded a product they could throw onto shelves. That put the squeeze on low at Chem to develop formulas. Samples. But how do you know if the product works? You run tests, see what happens. That's where human inquiry and auditing came in. I ran HIA and HIA ran the tests again and again and again. And what happens is a whole lot of wasted time and even more bodies. Testing supervisor. I designed the initial testing regimens, managed the staff, made sense of the test results. Tried to anyway. People are complicated, and I don't just mean the test subjects. Try and avoid working with people if you can. It always gets messy. I'd have tidied up a little if I knew you were going to break in. You met the gardeners. They're nothing but overgrown canids, but people love their fancy names. We were looking for a game changer, something to
वो
unite
गार्डनर को
the
तो खत्म
colony.
कर दी
It felt important.
No more
With a few
fancy names.
sacrifices. Spacer's choice. They wanted to sell that change for as many bits as they could. None of us got what we wanted. You've heard the adverts, right? Work day and night, still feel refreshed the next morning. Now, what we tested for was dexterity, efficiency, compliance. The traits of a good employee. Numbers never came out right. I could have pumped gallons of those chemicals into every living soul in this colony. Wouldn't have changed it. What we got was marauders. Just simple cause and effect. The tiniest blot on the corporate charts. Whatever was in those chemicals, it didn't matter what tests we ran. We kept getting the same results. The proto-adrena time solution was both monstrously addictive and had catastrophic effects on the psyche and intellect. A real boon to the colony. We had a few weird accidents, escapes, minor setbacks. But one day, all the test subjects got loose. Sabotage, they said. Wasn't just us. All of the facilities got hit hard. Shut us down for a while. That turned out to be the last straw. No. Ain't that kind of story. Spacer's choice wasn't getting much use out of us anymore, so they shuttered the project, kicked Adrena time out the door. And I came here. I could have gone back to Byzantium, found a position somewhere else, even started up something new, like mostly. But I couldn't stop thinking about. Indulge a scientist. What do you want out of this investigation of yours? Trying to liven up your memoir? Gets 'em every time. Your crew feel the same? Heck of a world out here for the shy types. What do you get out of headbutting murderous auto mechanicals for your captain here?
A family. Or something near to it. We don't always get along or nothing, but what family does?
Fair enough. That's all I've got. Here, I still have this pass. Don't much feel like
पास के
hanging
मिल
on
गए
to it
बिना पूछे
anymore. Made my exit the moment the project started falling apart. Had to steal some credentials. This should get you into the volunteer induction entrance. Hell of a day, this one.
Don't mess with us. What did she ever do to you?
She don't stand a chance before. She was against the space of choice. Spacer's choice. So I had to kill her. No more regrets. In a game or in real life. Just do what your gut say, what your heart say. Even it isn't good for you. Doesn't matter. Nobody's scared. Nobody cares. Okay, let's go. Good go then, office.
Without a narrator. How about this? Our intrepid heroes stepped foot on Gorgon, and in the distance, a drinking establishment beckoned.
मस्त है जाना अच्छा उस तरह से
If you would like to board a vessel, please have your emergency departure papers ready.
very corrective quest. Eh? जाना कहाँ से यहाँ पे तो दरवाजे बंद है घूम के जाना होगा फिर घूम के
Huh? You hiding? Stay away!
रुकता है नालायक रुकता है ओहो क्रिटिकल डैमेज पड़ा उसको तभी वो सिनेमैटिक घूम के जाना बहुत ही मशीन गन खतरनाक है यार ये डैमेज दे रही है मजा आ गया एलिवेटर उसके अंदर है मिनट एक्सेस करके देखते हैं होता है तो ऐसा कुछ लॉक करके रखा है कुछ होगा हैक करने में ना घूम के जाने का पहले ट्राई कर लेते हैं ट्राई करने में क्या हर्ज यहाँ से एलिवेटर है बट ये रास्ता बंद है। तो हैक भी नहीं कर सकते, अंदर जाओ तो हैक कर सकते हैं, ऐसे कौन सा करें? मैंने वहां से जाने का रास्ता लग तो रहा है। सभी बंद है, ऐसे तो जा नहीं सकते। लैंडिंग पैड किसी और जगह से हम लोग करने। यहाँ पे तो बस ये सब तो आई मीन घूम के ही जाना होगा।
This unit is currently in wait cycle. Please return later. Error. Tilt alarm engaged. Entering emergency reconciliation mode. This unit will now engage calamity protocol. This unit is currently in wait cycle. Please return later. Have a better than natural day.
ये फाइट करने के लिए फाइट ही नहीं की, न्यूट्रल कंडीशन में से फाइट करते तो कुछ मार के एक्सपी मिलते ना, लेवल अप होता और अरे यार काफी सारे हो गई, क्या बोलते हैं, आइटम्स एकदम इन्वेंटरी भर गई मेरी, दौड़ भी नहीं सकते। कहाँ गई इसकी लाश, कहाँ गई? इसका रिलोड स्पीड भी बहुत से रिलोड कर लेते हैं, परफेक्ट एकदम, हर एंगल से एकदम परफेक्ट है वेपन है। मैं शायद उल्टा जा रहा हूँ, शायद यहाँ से ये जा सकूँ, फिर सिलेक्ट जाना। अरे मैं भी चूंटी हूँ यहाँ पे, बेस्ट ऑप्शन तो कहीं वो नीचे का नाम, नहीं ऊपर का ही है आई थिंक। वो वेंडिंग मशीन थी तो सही, हाँ ये सेल कर देते। मेरे पास क्या है, इसका एमओ भी ज्यादा पड़ा है ना, उस वजह से एमओ भी जगह रोक रहा है काफी सारी। डिग्री करते एक उड़ा देते, ठीक है नीचे का चाहिए ही नहीं। प्लाज्मा लॉन्चर इसको भी कर देते हैं इक्विप। तो 30 के नीचे के वेपन रखने ही नहीं है वो। थैंक यू यहाँ तक साथ नहीं पाने के लिए। हमारा सफर ही नहीं तब तक इसका तो काम है। ठीक है ये वाला प्लाज्मा लॉन्चर है यस ये इक्विप करना है। 15 लेवल पे 13 लेवल पे इनको तो भाई एकदम जवानी अठनी की तरह मार रहे हैं उनको। डोंट इवन गेट ए चांस। ओके ऊपर का ही है सही है। तो फिर ये यहीं से हम करेंगे वो क्या बोले फास्ट ट्रेवल। चलो एटलीस्ट फास्ट ट्रेवल का तो ऑप्शन ही होता है तो हमें घूम फिर के नहीं जाना पड़े।
Wouldn't go amiss in Edgewater.
I figured Spacer's Choice had a little outpost here. But no, they got the whole asteroid to themselves. How do you just buy a whole asteroid?
Eriga up midendare. Eriga up midendare. Nobody messes with me, huh?
That's the last of them.
Yeah, that's the last of one. The character which I have skills. Let's go. Inquiry and auditing. चलो सही है यहाँ पर भी कचरा थोड़ा जमा सेल कर देते। इसके नीचे का कुछ भी नहीं चाहिए। इसमें मॉडिफिकेशन की जरूरत नहीं बिना मॉडिफिकेशन के ये हमारे पढ़ते रखते गन मिली है मजा है। गटर टूट गई है गटर में से तो बास आएगी ना। Don't stand a chance. इसका तो भाई टांगे तक तोड़ दी मेरे घर में। चाहिए बाउड घूम फिर के जाते और हाथ में रखना पड़ेगा। कुछ नहीं मिल रहा।
I thought those folks were supposed to be volunteers. Why do they got them bunking like
Send
prisoners?
us.
I've seen cysty pigs with better living arrangements.
Welcome, volunteers. This office and
डर रही वो तो पहले उंगली काय को करते हो फिर हिम्मत नहीं है तो मेरा माउस अटक गया। ओह क्या आइटम मिली मजा आ गया। अरे मारो ना गन से क्या टाइम पास कर रहे हो तुम घूमती है से वहां पे डांडिया खेल रहे थे उसके साथ। घूमते जाते इसमें ये चीज अच्छी है अभी तक ऐसा कुछ हुआ नहीं कि स्टॉप हो गई कुछ ना कुछ जगह से ऐसा जाने का रास्ता मिल ही जाता है। आज बुलेट में तो ढाई ढाई कर दिया तो मैं आराम से नहीं मार रहा वरना तो एकदम हेडशॉट मारो तो रीलोड करने की भी जरूरत ना पड़े। इसका भाई डैमेज मतलब खतरनाक है मजा। Thank you. तुम क्या मारो ना गन निकल के। देखो नहीं ये वाले गन कितना डैमेज होता है। ओहो काफी डैमेज हो रहा है इसका। क्या मुकाबले इसका है। ओह अलग ही प्लाज्मा है क्या इफेक्ट दे रहे हैं स्क्रीन पे पूरी में पर्पल पर्पल मजा आ गया। स्नाइपर गन मिल गई कितने लेवल की अच्छी होगी तो रखेंगे। इसमें ये सही इन्वेंट्री का वो लिमिटेशन ऐसा कुछ नहीं बस ये भारी हो जाता है कभी कभार तब तक तो मैं सेल भी कर देता हूँ। लिमिटेशन नहीं है ठीक है सही बैग स्पेस है इसके पास। तो कोई नहीं है हमारे साइंटिस्ट बराबर है।
You're about to see something real twisted.
पता नहीं क्या जगह है फैक्ट्री जैसा आधे कटे पड़े क्या क्या कांड। ये इसमें से ये लास्ट जैसे बॉक्स बन के आया। इसमें से जाने का रास्ता तो नहीं। ये रहा रास्ता। आज का है मिशन बढ़िया है, मजा आ रहा है खेलने में। कल भी सही था, इंटरेस्टिंग था। आज किसी का फोन भी नहीं है बीच में डिस्टर्ब करने में, ये अच्छी बात है। अभी भी आ सकता है, बोल नहीं सकते, पर मैं अभी 15-20 मिनट में वैसे भी एंड ही करने वाला हूँ। तब तक कोई किसी का फोन ना आए तो अच्छी बात है।
I don't know how much more of this I can.
I always knew this colony was twisted. Heard my share of stories in the Groundbreaker. Seen my share of gruesome too. But nothing prepared me for this.
Look at it.
I'm sure they had all kinds of reasons. People do some real ugly things if they think they got a good reason.
They knew, Captain. Spacer's Choice knew all along what Adrena Time did, and they sold it anyway.
I don't know if you're being sarcastic. And I'm not sure it matters. I don't know why Miss Ambrose has got her heart set in that journal. Nothing good ever came out of a place like this.
ओके, अब कहाँ जाना? पेनियस काउंटर पे। अच्छा, एक मिनट गाइस। ये तो नीचे जा रहा है, एक मिनट ऊपर जाना है। ये सही है, बीच में ही लिफ्ट को ऊपर ले जा सकते। टेक्नोलॉजी भाई, इसके तो बुलेट की जरूरत ही नहीं है, 2300 बुलेट पड़ी और एक ना ज़्यादा डैमेज देती है अगर इसके बुलेट भी ज़्यादा यूज करते हैं। तक मैक्सिमम 200-300 बुलेट ही मुश्किल से। अच्छा, यहाँ से एंट्री लिए थे, यहीं से जाना। जाएंगे, हमारी स्पेसशिप पे जाना है ना बस। तो फिर फर्स्ट वाले करते हैं, क्यों बेकार बाहर जाके फाइट लेंगे, सबसे और टाइम और एमओ दोनों वेस्ट कराते हैं। कहाँ पे
Captain, an unknown vessel is approaching our ship. Their intentions are currently indeterminate. Once I deduce their intentions, I will play one of two audio signals. A cheerful fanfare if they are friendly, alarms if they are hostile. Their intentions are no longer unknown. The unknown vessel has deployed a boarding mechanism. They will attach themselves to our airlock and attempt boarding shortly. That sound indicates that a boarding mechanism has successfully attached to our airlock. Captain, I am pleased to inform you that we are currently in the process of being boarded. I have been programmed to simulate joy and excitement at the opportunity to test my limited defensive capabilities. Captain Hawthorne installed a lethal shock trap on our airlock in the event of an invasion. I am prepared to deploy this trap at a moment's notice. I understand. Allow me to rectify my oversight. Captain, please be informed that our airlock has a death trap installed. The invading ship appears to be a decommissioned storage vessel. The crew are either pirates or freelancers. My opinion of their competence is low. Do you intend to board their ship instead, Captain? I have been programmed to appreciate the irony of this situation. Their ship is using a tracking device too sophisticated for their primitive astrogator. I conclude they are receiving outside assistance. If you prefer to make an escape, I can disable their boarding mechanism. However, as long as that tracking device remains on board their ship, they will be able to find us again. Yes, Captain. I am capable of deploying the Unreliable's articulated thrusters to dislodge their ship from our own. This is a temporary solution, however. A permanent solution may require your personal intervention. I will be deploying the Unreliable's lethal deterrence system. Please approach the airlock and enjoy the show.
कौन आया बे? कर अनलॉक कर, फाड़ के रख दे देंगे। ये तीनों को नहीं ले जा सकते, मजा आ जाता। कौन आया? ये तो पहले से मरे हुए, इनको क्या मारे? अरे मारना इनको, क्या है? कौन है उनके विलेज पीछे? क्या बड़े गए टीम में देखो। मुझे करना था सब कुछ, तो इनको लाने का क्या मतलब था? मेरा पे हमला करेगी, चढ़ेगी। इनका तो खानदान खत्म कर दूंगा मैं।
What was that?
तुम्हारा बाप है तुमसे। कैप्टन होगा तो अपने घर पे, ठीक है? क्या प्लाज्मा गन है भाई, ये तो मजा आ गया भाई। जैसे जैसे लेवल बढ़ता जा रहा है, मेरा एक्साइटमेंट बढ़ता जा रहा है। और ऐसी गेम्स क्यों नहीं बना रही है वो भी? इसका दूसरा पार्ट भी है ना, वो भी खेलेंगे। मेरे को ये नहीं पता इतनी फन गेम होगी क्या। काफी फनी गेम है। क्या हुआ? इसको ढूंढ रहे तेरा मुझे नीचे जाना, यहाँ से जा सकते हैं। अरे निकल क्यों नहीं पड़ रहा? इसका शिप मेरे जैसा नहीं है, लगे हमारा शिप का डिजाइन अलग। अच्छा यहाँ से जाएंगे। अच्छा ओके, खत्म करके निकलना है ऐसे नहीं, और कुछ ये बता रहे हैं 12 अरे नहीं ये तो मेरा ही था, मैं भी चौंटी हूँ। यहाँ पे जाना था मुझे लगा। ट्रैकिंग डिवाइस निकालना था, लेट्स गो। मुझे लगा ये जगह अपनी स्पेसशिप है और वो दूसरी कुछ जगह, ये पता चला। ओके और कुछ तो नहीं आ रहा ना यहाँ पे। चलो खत्म, टाटा बाय बाय। जगह साफ कर दिए, 5 मिनट लगे। हमसे कोई लगे पंगा तो कर देंगे ना।
Welcome back, Captain. I understand you have resolved your differences with our former boarding party. Are you ready to depart? Understood, Captain.
Let's go, let's go.
Resuming our course.
उठे फाड़ दिए गए। डायलॉग्स में ही ज़्यादा ध्यान देना है मुझे। डायलॉग्स आर इम्पोर्टेंट। रिपोर्ट में क्या है? सेंस मोमेंट स्पीड बढ़ा देगा इसको। पार्वती इसका भी वही करते हैं बस M2 से। भाई आज तो मज़ा ही आ रहा है भाई, मिशंस भी अच्छे हैं, कॉम्बैट भी अच्छे। अच्छा यहीं पे दूसरा लैंडिंग भी ओलंपस। अरे लेट्स गो, फाइनली ओलंपस पे जाने को मिला। तो सेल्ड है। चलिए ओपन। भाई ये नहीं, इससे चाहिए हेवी गन का डैमेज ज़्यादा। वो सब इंसानों के ऊपर करेगा, रोबोट के लिए तो ये ही नहीं। अच्छा मेरा वेट बढ़ गया, दौड़ नहीं पड़ा।
Hey, what would happen if this station fell into Olympus?
मुझे क्या फर्क पड़ता है? वेंडिंग मशीन, वेंडिंग स्लॉट है। ये रहा वेंडिंग मशीन, मिल गया इसको। ठीक है नीचे का कुछ भी नहीं रखना गन में वो पिस्तौल में हमें इंटरेस्ट नहीं उसमें रखते क्या है कुछ काम करा तो ठीक है ना उड़ा देते इस प्रकार दो दो अल्ट्रा है ये भी दो दो 24, 23, 22 का कुछ काम का नहीं चलो उड़ा दो ये 1 का ये 4 ठीक है उड़ा दो काफी सामान का नहीं है मुझे सिलेक्ट करते करते फट गई नहीं यहाँ पे लाशें पड़ी ये सही है भाई ये गेम में एमओ ही एमओ मिल रहा है स्टोरी मोड मतलब स्टोरी मोड है प्रॉपर बिना मतलब ट्राई आउट नहीं करो स्टोरी अरे ये फाड़ के रखते थे ये रोबोट कुछ हाई लेवल का ये छुट्टू होगा मारते रोबोट को मार रहा हूँ रोबोट में भी आपसे दुश्मनी होती है ना अकेले कर देते इसको इससे मारना पड़ेगा ये असर तो नहीं कर रहे थे कर रहे हैं तो ज़्यादा यही यार हमारा इसका एडवांस रोबोट लग रहे हैं नहीं कुछ असर ही इतना नहीं है कितने लेवल पे मैं वेपन यूज़ कर रहा हूँ खतरनाक था ये 500 लेवल का था ये कि मर ही नहीं रहा था अच्छा की कार्ड चाहिए अच्छा यहाँ पे होगा की कार्ड
No, that won't do it all. Jasper, you imbecile.
अच्छा ये तो
Shush. Talking.
डॉक्टर है खुद ही
Concentrating.
हमें शुश बोल
Damn it. I almost
बोले नहीं पहले बोलने तो
Formula was in my mind and I almost had it. I was so close to a breakthrough. I could practically taste it. You really did pick the worst time to manifest. Am I rambling? That's somewhat concerning, but not necessarily unexpected. Logorrhea is a well-documented side effect of withdrawal. Oh, hang on. I see what's happening. You're real. Ergo, not a hallucination. This is interesting. I have several questions for you. Let's start with the obvious. Who are you, and how are you even alive?
Skip the introduction. So let's just do that.
All sorts of things. Science, mainly. A little bit of research. If you're talking about all the dead bodies, that'd be the Pink Slip Protocol. Right. That answers that. Next question. Do you come bearing fresh pharmaceuticals?
I don't think this fellow's entirely in his right mind.
Look, we all know you're here to interrogate me. If I'm going to go through this ordeal, I'm not doing it sober. New friends mean new birthdays to keep track of. And I can't spare much room in my mind palace for frivolous trinkets of information. But in this case, I'll make an exception. You mean my inhaler? It's designed to deliver a highly concentrated dose of Sky High right through my respiratory system. The formula's still a work in progress. Clears my mind for a few precious moments. The rowdy tenants of my mind palace stop their chattering, and in that silence, I experience clarity. Inspiration through inhalation. That's Sky High, or it will be once I perfect my formula.
Come on, boss. The guy's already hurting. Maybe we shouldn't be pushing him like this?
Are you sure that's such a good idea, Captain? Seems like this fella's head's already in the clouds.
Who's-y, what's-y now? Take an inhale? Yes, yes. An excellent suggestion. Auntie Cleo instituted the Pink Slip Protocol. Fancy marketing term that translates to, we're not satisfied with the quality of your work, so we're revoking your lifetime contracts. Can you believe Auntie terminated my entire team? It's a terrible setback. For my team, I mean, not for me. Not this time. I'll continue the work on my own if need be. Ah, right. How do I put this? This is not the first time I've lost a research team to corporate mismanagement. It's the second. Auntie had been threatening to instigate Pink Slip Protocol for months, though I honestly didn't think they'd have the stones to do it. I was on the verge of giving Auntie the results she wanted. Well, almost on the verge. Approaching the verge. The point is, I didn't think this would happen. Bureaucratic procrastination and some incompetent saber-rattling. Before I was traded, I worked on Project Gorgon. I lost that team by attrition. Management turned the screw on my team. Forced me to fire 1 in 10 researchers. The few of us that remained were overworked and exhausted. We didn't have much of a security detail. I don't know how the primals got loose, but my team didn't stand a chance. We were designing a drug the likes of which Halcyon had never seen. A veritable panacea that cured lethargy and guaranteed a lifetime of productivity. I was overwhelmed, overworked, frustrated. Forced to submit unfinished samples, failing to meet impossible deadlines. I started self-medicating to enable my genius to perform at a greater capacity. To forget, to endure, to feel nothing. Project Gorgon was in its final days when the primals attacked our lab. It wasn't long until Spacer's Choice authorized my transfer to this facility. Auntie Cleo wants us to develop Anthracillin Plus, a new and improved version of the original Anthracillin formula. And what Auntie wants, Auntie gets. Eventually. I was making considerable progress. I can't possibly fathom why they prematurely terminated the project. I'm not lying. I'm carefully curating the truth for you. All right, listen. Auntie needs to be patient. I'll eventually get around to developing Anthracillin Plus. My priority right now is Sky High. Once I perfect my formula, I'll be able to keep my mind functioning at peak performance without any pesky distractions. Like feelings. No, you don't. There's nothing interesting in the chem lab. There's nothing interesting in Gorgon at all. Gorgon is a featureless rock dragged along by the gravitational current of a barren asteroid belt. The chem lab is a graveyard. You won't find anything there but the dead. I don't know why. Possibly I was just being polite. It doesn't matter. Clearly you're not about to take my advice. If you've set your heart on exploring my old labs, I won't try to dissuade you. Indulge me with a favor, and I'll give you the access you want. The electromechanical turbine is offline. Without any power, I can't possibly continue my work. Be a dear and reactivate it for me. That's all I ask. Not that it's any of your business, but I don't get to quit. My colleagues are dead, and yet I live. So I don't get to quit. Take the elevator to the storm platform at the top of this facility. Reactivate the turbine, and I'll give you the access you want. Of course you do. Well then, one thing at a time, my chatty accomplice. Turbine repairs first.
क्या करूँ मार दूँ इसको बहन चो बाद में होती ओह क्या लिफ्ट है भाई फटाफट ऊपर चढ़ रही है टच करते ही एकदम खड़ा हो गया ओह काफी ऊपर ले जा रहा है ये इतनी हाइट के हिसाब से तो कम स्पीड है मतलब स्पीड बराबर है वैसे इससे कम स्पीड होती तो मजा भाई इसको कितना डैमेज मार रहा है कोई नहीं करना है वाला इसको ना तो ऐसे अरे अरे हाँ ये कुछ नहीं है ना मेरे बोले कि इसका भी काफी डेमो है एमो बोलो एमो के बदले डेमो बोल दिया अरे यार ये भी कुछ प्लाज्मा है अरे कहाँ गए हाँ ये ग्रेनेड लॉन्चर हाँ भूल गया वहां से हमने चुराया था भूल ही गया ये जंप कर रहा है छः हजार डैमेज दे रहे हो फिर भी ये इतना डैमेज से नहीं मर रहे या मुझे सीमेंट के बनाए क्या रोबोट मर गई तुम तो वो दोनों मर गए मेरे पीछे पड़ गए मारना तो पड़ेगा मर गया मैं मर गया हमारे बिना काम नहीं करना चाहिए ये भी ऑलमोस्ट मर गया मैं मर गया इसके क्या बड़ा मिशन दोनों को पहले वेपन दे दो अच्छे वाले हाँ लेवल 30 हाँ ये ऐसा यूज करेंगे तो 30 प्लाज्मा लॉन्चर लाइट मशीन गन में लाइट नहीं हेवी वाला इनके पास नहीं है अच्छा एक तो मिली वेपन इनको रखने हैं मिली वेपन में क्या रखना है ओके एक तो मिली वेपन इनके पास होना ही चाहिए इसका पता ग्रेनेड लॉन्चर है सही है यहीं से जा रहे थे ना हाँ बराबर चलो ये पार्वती को भी वो दे दिया ग्रेनेड लॉन्चर कुछ ज्यादा ही भाई वो डैमेज खाते हैं रोबोट आना बहुत ही मुश्किल एक काम करता हूँ, इनको मारने के बदले ना मैं अपना काम करता हूँ। पर ये यूज़ नहीं करना देगा ना कॉम्बैट में। नहीं हो रहा मुझे लगा कॉम्बैट मोड में होगा तो यूज़ नहीं करना। मुझे डैमेज हो रहा। अरे मारना ऑन द लेफ्ट क्या? दो नंबर गए निकले। ये कहाँ पे डैमेज हो रहा है? मर गया। अच्छा बीच में ऐसे हेल्प ले सकता हूँ भाई। ये खतरनाक है, इसी ने लास्ट टाइम मारा था बीच में। ये कुछ ज़्यादा नहीं किया जाता का लेवल ज़्यादा है। मेरे इनहेलर खत्म हो जाएगी, मेरे को लग रहा है उनको मारना। तो डैमेज हो भी रहा है, मैं ऐसे मारने जा रहा हूँ। ग्रेनेड लॉन्चर से नहीं हो रहा है, इनसे इनको डैमेज हो रहा है। लगी है लॉजिक। ग्रेनेड लॉन्चर इन पे काम नहीं कर रहे थे। कोई नहीं, चलो ऐसे तो काम कर रहे हैं। प्लाज्मा हो रहा है, प्लाज्मा भी इतना काम नहीं करे तो इसकी हेल्प मिलती इसलिए मर गए, बाकी नहीं मरते। काफी खतरनाक एनिमीज आके गाइस। फाड़ के रख दी मेरी। वो दोनों बेचारे मर गए। कहाँ गया इनका? मौत का बदला लेना ही पड़ेगा। कहाँ गया? इसे ही मैं दुम दबा के नहीं भाग सकता। तो ये खुद को साथ मर गया मौत का बदला लेने में मैं मर गया। इसका डैमेज हो रहा है ज़्यादा, ग्रेनेड लॉन्चर से नहीं। ये गन भाई खतरनाक है इसमें। अच्छा हुआ इसको इक्विप कर रखा है मैंने, बहुत काम आई गन मशीन गन। हद से ज़्यादा पावरफुल है, मतलब रोबोट को इससे डैमेज हो रहा है। ग्रेनेड लॉन्चर में इतना डैमेज नहीं हो रहा है जितना इसमें से। मेरे बंदे वापस आ गए। मेरे को लेफ्ट पसंद है, फटाफट ऐसा नीचे उतर गया। चल भाई तेरा काम करके अभी बता क्या करना.
The facility's back on the grid and my pipes again floweth with the sweet, sweet essence of my salvation. I suppose I have you to... Right, yes, of course. You'll need my voice to get into the chem lab. I'm obviously not coming with you, so I'm giving you a recording of my dulcet speech. This recording should get you into the chem lab. I hope whatever you're after is worth the trauma. I wouldn't go back there if I was higher than the mercury levels in a can of salt tuna. Wait, take my gun while you're at it. If you end up dying on Gorgon, there's a non-zero chance I'll feel partially responsible. Neither of us want that. Solutions are clamoring. I must refocus my attention for the moment. Goodbye.
Let's take him down!
आया वैसे भी वहाँ का एक्सेस तो मिल गया बस करता हूँ इसको. नीचे जाने का पता था. एक मिनट यहाँ पे आए. या फिर अंदर से ही नीचे जाना पड़ेगा. सामान बेच दो. लेवल 30 के नीचे का तो हम देख भी नहीं रहे. ठीक है अभी इसको भी बेच देता मैं गलती से. कोड़े लग जाता मैं. इसके नीचे का भी लेवल है. एलिवेटर वगैरह होगा इसमें. यहाँ से देखते हैं. वहाँ पे तो कुछ नहीं. लेट्स गो गाइस. ये तो ऊपर जाने के लिए. अरे मैं भी चौंक गया. पहले इसके रूम से देखता हूँ एनिमी से जाने का होगा. मॉडिफाई में क्या है? ये नीचे बता रहे हो, नीचे जाने का रास्ता कहाँ से है? Overall scan. Scanner better statement. ये रहा इससे पैसे एलिवेटर वगैरह ढूंढ रहे हैं। एक एलिवेटर ऊपर ही ले हो क्या सामान पड़ा है भाई, कचरा ही मजा आएगा सेल करने के लिए कुछ तो मिले एटलीस्ट। ये कौन है?
Auntie, have mercy! How'd you get in here? Are you from outside? How is that even possible? Law, help me! I must be losing my wits. If I hadn't, wouldn't I be dead? I know it sounds crazy, but a little while back, I'd been gearing myself up to take a long walk off a short turbine platform. Then the security mechanicals broke out into a massacre, and I realized I really want to live. How can I help you help me get out of here? I'm Kelly Marine, the receptionist. And before you ask, I wasn't manning the visitor's desk when the mechanicals went haywire, 'cause no one comes here. Not ever. Not since all us station workers were dropped off at the start of the project a year ago. You're an odd one, aren't you? No respectable company operates without a receptionist. Project's on a yearly rotation cycle. Once a year, Auntie Cleo reviews our work and decides if we get more rations, personnel, deadlines, that sort of thing. At first, I thought it was an honor, getting assigned to a lab up in the ether high above Olympus. But I didn't know what it'd be like, day in and day out. I ask myself that question a lot, and then I realize I'm talking to myself. Cabin fever sets in at about 90 days. Auntie Cleo's official term is contagious irritable claustrophobia, and it ain't covered by the company's medical policy. Nothing good if the last year's taught me anything. Isolation like this is supposed to strengthen bonds between workers, isn't it? All I ended up as was the butt of a bunch of jokes. But enough about me. I never did ask why you were here. I dare say you sure came to the right place. I'd show you to our facility's turbine platform up in the storm, but my days of gazing into the abyss are over. When I used to sneak up there, though, I'd pilfer Dr. Lowe's key to the elevator. He's real absent-minded. Or was. Guess you can find the key either off his body or in his office. Yeah, I figured he'd have to be. Otherwise, I would have heard from him already. Sorry if I sound cold. I'm just not feeling much of anything right now. You're the first person to show up since protocol. Which means you've got a ship. Where it's safe, and where there's probably a lavatory? Auntie's Ichor! Should have expected nothing less. All right. You won't see me then.
Screw up for Felix.
Easy.
यहाँ के चूहे भी खतरनाक है। Oh, secret passage. ओ कहाँ से कहाँ है भाई? संडास में से, किचन में से। क्या कौन सी जगह है? कहाँ जा रहे चूहे नाम जावे? मुंह पे आके नहीं अगर ओके जो पूछना था पूछ लिया हमने। वापस गुड़गांव जाना है। ओके बहुत टाइम हो गया वैसे भी। इस बार इसको लेके पार्वती बहुत हगास करती। ऐसे भी इसने देखा नहीं ना। ओके देन कर लेते हैं, नेक्स्ट में करेंगे। आज का पार्ट बहुत ही बढ़िया था, मजा आया। ओके so that's it for today guys, thanks for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and make sure to follow me on Instagram too. See you in the next stream. Till then, khatam, tata, bye bye, peace out.